My son was here in the early service. He's headed back to Hong Kong now, but he was here in the early service, and I'd let him see the notes along with my older son Adam and ask for their input. And Tyler said, you know, in East Asia, there is a movement going on that I think of as positioning. He said, I see God moving people around sovereignly, geographically, organizationally, even in different jobs to get them where He needs to be. And the feeling there, especially among the underground church, is that God is really up to something special, that something new is going to happen, something new is going to be birthed. And people, he said, it's amazing to me how I see people moving, I see people changing jobs, I see people taking on new careers, new opportunities, and it's not just some organizational revamp. You know, a CEO says, I want to do it this way. It's God's sovereignty working in that church. He said there's also a feeling in East Asia right now that 2018 is going to be a very significant year. He said no one's willing to say at this point, that's the year the Lord's coming back, or that's the year the economy fails, or that's the year there's a big world war. No one's willing to say that, but there's a growing sense among many of these pastors that 2018 is going to be a very significant year. I'm not willing to go on record. I haven't gotten that feeling or that sense or that vision at this point, but I think it's an interesting what if for us this morning. We're to live each day of our lives as if Christ could come on that day. We're to have things in order. But, you know, really, it's kind of like in Peter where he says, well, everything's the way it's always been. And we lose that sense of urgency. And it could be on this first Sunday of 2016, you need to kind of look over your life and do an inventory of your life and say, if Christ were to come in the next 2 years, what would I want to be different about my life? How would I want to be investing my time? What would I want to cut out of my life? How would I want my resources to be used for the kingdom of God?